Morning to all. We welcome all the participants for the awareness webinar on national webinar on lean concept in TPM, which is organized by Sanatana Research and Training Institute, a unit of Sanatana Sampradhisthana, Mysore, in association with the Rotary Club of Mysore West. Prayer is the process of talking to God in order to achieve a purpose. So let us begin this webinar by seeking the blessing of the Lord Almighty. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Koti Surya Samaprabha, Nirvignam, Kurme Deva, Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Now I request Dr. Ramchandra Siji, the Managing Director, Sanatana Research and Training Institute, to welcome and introduce the speaker of today's webinar. I also request him to welcome the guest and all the participants. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning, Hanandal. So I take this opportunity on behalf of Sanatana Research and Training Institute, which is an unit of Sanatana Sampradhisthana, Mysuru, to welcome today's speaker, Dr. P. Sivasankaran, Associate Professor, Manakula Vinayagar Institute of Technology, Pondicherry, and officials from Rotary Club of Mysore West, participants from different parts of the country. So let me introduce today's speaker, Dr. P. Sivasankaran. He has obtained his BE degree in Mechanical Engineering from Pallavan College of Engineering, Kanchipuram, and ME in Industrial Engineering from Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai. And he has obtained his PhD in Industrial Engineering from Anna University in the year 2015. He is having a total of 12 years of teaching experience in various cadres and currently is working as Associate Professor at Manakula Vinayagar Institute of Technology, Pondicherry. And coming to his other achievements, he has published total 39 papers in reputed international and national journals, and also presented many papers in international conferences also. He has granted with 3 design patent and 2 filed, and he has published books on quality management, process planning, and cost estimation, managerial economics and computer integrated manufacturing, automation for excellence, etc. He has organized more than 15 workshops and guest lectures on recent technological advances in the area of industrial engineering. He is a peer reviewer and editorial board member for various reputed international journals. He is a life member of Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering, Mumbai, IAEA USA, and Teaching and Education Research Association, Eurasia Research, etc. He is proficient in softwares like Design for Assembly, AutoCAD, RoboDK, etc. He has guided various academic projects for UG, PG students, and he is regularly applying for projects, seminar, grant, FDPs under various schemes such as DST, CSIR, NSNTM, and ASCT, etc. He has received 2 academic excellence awards. He has carried out a novelty research in the work titled Comparison of Jute and Sisal Fiber Reinforced Composites using the support of C Intel Services, Chennai. He has actively participated in various FDFAs, national and international workshops at various institutions. He has delivered guest lectures at institution level and also at reputed industries on the topic related to software applications and other industrial engineering areas. So this is a brief introduction, and coming to today's program, the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. So that's why never stop learning. So when we stop learning, then we stop growing. So learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. And thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. So knowledge is divine. Knowledge is powerful too, and it should be shared. This is one among the platform which is created to share the knowledge. And the today's topic, today we are having the 3rd session, the fundamentals of the total productive maintenance. Today, so he'll be delivering lean concepts in total productive maintenance. So TPM is a lean manufacturing philosophy that centers on achieving near perfect production actually. So lean also denotes as lean management or lean manufacturing, lean enterprise or lean production. is a set of principles, tools, and techniques that many industrial organizations or companies opt to implement in order to enhance the efficiency of the production, overall customer value, while at the same time eliminating the waste. The main points that we have to consider in lean manufacturing are: eliminate waste in the production process, build quality into the production process, reduce costs, create and formulate tools that will add value to organization function performance. So with this, I wish all the participants will have a fruitful interaction with the speaker. Once again, I thank you one and all. Over to Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. P. Sivashankaran, Associate Professor, Manakula Vinayagar Institute of Technology, Pondicherry, to start his session.
So very good morning, one and all present here. Let me introduce about myself. I am Dr. P. Sivashankaran, currently serving as Associate Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Manakula Vinayagar Institute of Technology, Pondicherry. So today we are in the so far we have underwent two sessions, session 1 and session 2. So in session 1, we introduce about the importance of total productive maintenance by introducing concepts like equipment, overall equipment effectiveness. Then in session 2, we discussed about autonomous maintenance, the functions of autonomous maintenance. A simple case study comparison between autonomous maintenance and the breakdown maintenance, which is said to be more focused implementation strategy in today's scenario. So we had two sessions, the preliminary level. Today we are going to see how to eliminate different forms of implementing the lean concepts. So sorry for the technical inconvenience due to unstable internet network in my side. So once again, I will just reinforce the information from where I left. So today we are going to discuss about the lean concepts in total productive maintenance system. So we will see the schedule plan for the today's workshop. So first let us introduce about the introduction about lean TPM network in manufacturing enterprise. Then later we will see about the conceptual definition, how lean concepts are much essential in today's industrial organization. Then later we will go to the tools and methods, say Kaizen management, Pokeok. These are some of the tools and systems that are yet to be discussed in the later part of the slide. Then we will go to the role of lean concepts in total productive maintenance. Then sustainment of lean culture in TPM, how to standardize the production activity by implementing the lean concepts in TPM, by reducing the waste. Okay. Then finally, we will see the conclusion remark of today's the program about the lean TPM and its significant role in industries. So this is about the plan of sequence for the today's program. Now let us move over to the learning objective. Why lean concepts is considered to be more focused on TPM development. So then later, after going through the learning objective, we will move on to the conceptual introduction. So to get a knowledge insight about the key principles of lean before adapting in TPM, so you should know what is manufacturing cost and also simplifying the process procedures. The next one, describing the lean methodology by implementing innovative tools like Six Sigma, Kaizen. These are some of the innovative methods in optimizing the production process and other the job operations for minimizing the waste elimination, and also it creates more value by generating more revenue to the company. Then describing the major key importance in the lean deployment. Then at last, establishing what are all the success factors for maintaining a long-term commitment by keeping the lean culture as a sustainment one. So these are the four objectives we are going to discuss briefly in the following the consecutive slides. So next we will move over to the concept introduction. So what do you mean by lean TPM? Whether the lean as well as the TPM is a different process methodology. All these things we are going to have in the future, the parallel slides. So first let us understand once again the basics of TPM, and then we will try to connect with the lean methodology in the middle of the presentation. So the TPM stands for eliminating zero breakdown in machinery, and also it tries to reduce the number of accidents due to faulty, careless mistakes. So this is the main aim of the total productive maintenance. So here, how lean manufacturing strategy can be coined with the TPM philosophy. So by undergoing the serious study on the equipment breakdown, so this will swallow the productive man-hour time. If a machine is considered to be performing very poor, encountering large number of failures within 1 month of time period, then that kind of an equipment is not a highly reliable resource. So here we have to think how to map the lean concept by providing the value stream mapping, by reducing the number of breakdown and make the machine to work under the topmost optimal condition. So in this way, the lean and the TPM are embedded with each other, right? So at the same time, the lean manufacturing strategy clearly focus on both proactive and preventive the maintenance system to improve the productivity measure of the equipment. So the further presentation of the slide that has been given the following information. So the TPM mainly focus on the total employee participation. So the TPM of their own machineries, tools, and other gadgets, whatever they have in the shop floor, in order to maintain the uptime, the production uptime. So that is nothing but the availability of the usage. So the machine should be continuously available during the production hour. So none of the machines should not be kept under idle condition, right? So this is the everyone responsibility for keeping the machinery and equipment to operate under continuous state, right? So here the TPM is just an overall the guideline, so under which we can able to form lean management tools and techniques in order to fasten the guidelines more optimally by educating the workers and also the machine operators who are involved in the maintenance process. So it is just a sub-module. The lean maintenance program is a sub-module that can be connected to the TPM, the total productive maintenance. So here there are some few facts that tells about how TPM and lean are having equally related to each other. So the goal of lean manufacturing is to minimize waste, like wastage due to overproduction, wastage due to over inventory. So the lean manufacturing will not compromise with the excess raw material inventory and also overproduction. So what is required to be manufactured and at what time we want to release the plan of schedule, that is a production plan of schedule. So everything should be streamlined in a well-definite manner in order to maximize the production efficiency. So to achieve this, so the lean has a number of the methods like single minute exchange die, then Kaizen, Pokeyoke, so just-in-time manufacturing. These are some of the tools and methods so that are coupled in the lean management philosophy. So the total productive maintenance in order to address different weaker areas by eliminating the waste within the shop floor system. So in this way, lean and the TPM are interrelated with each other. So TPM, again coming back to the continuation, the further continuation, these are the remaining supporting informations that are given. The next the slide. So the TPM is one of the most challenging, the difficult strategy to implement in a practical the shop floor layout, because it requires people contribution and also understanding between the people, different mindset of the people. So the TPM entertains a teamwork, so it expects teamwork and strong employee moral, and also at the same time they should have a knowledge about the each and every machineries and the parts working function. So if any part is not functioning well, how to repair, how to rectify the problem. So these kind of skill they must have, the people must have, and everything should be done with the strong moral without violating the basic ethics, the professional ethics within the organization, right? So, so this is the final the point to be stated by interrelating both lean manufacturing strategy and TPM. Both are equally having related to each other. So how to create a lean maintenance program, first of all, within an organization? As we already know that TPM has got the 8 pillars that we saw in the session 1, the introduction program, right? So all the 8 pillars responsibility in improving the equipment usage by maintaining them more dynamic and more reliable by increasing the long service lifetime of the equipment. So while starting a TPM program, so initially we should put some effort for planning, decision making in order to undergo the proper idea of implementation into the real system. So this will take a lot of the contribution from the training operators, then forming middle level committees, then performing the evaluations in developing the plans and much more. So it requires a lot of people support in implementing these work procedures. So like lean manufacturing, so the top management role plays a major thing that can be involved along with the TPM in order to make the work process to be more successful and more easier to follow. So while creating a lean management program, so you should understand what is the problem and how we are going to work out the problem, whether the problem can be communicated much better to all people from various domains. So we have to ensure that, okay, before forming any the work procedures. Now coming to the lean thinking and methodology. So how the lean management can be brought more live into the workplace along with the TPM strategy. So the total productive, the maintenance system, which strives for improving, maximizing the overall equipment effectiveness of a production machine too, by reducing number of the accidents and careless mistakes done by the operator within a given hour of shift. So here, the maintenance department in every industry, they are the primary center for all kind of training programs and safety related issues, so that are being implemented from time to time. So the TPM must seek to involve every worker from all department within the within the shop floor level, starting from the plant floor to senior middle level executives, in order to make the proper functioning of equipment operation without error free. So the TPM address the entire production life cycle, and also it creates a solid build plan to prevent accidents, and also the future defects and other breakdowns which are likely to happen every now and then. So the TPM focus on measure the preventive maintenance system and the mistake proofing, which is nothing but a poke. So these are the two things we are going to discuss in the methodology part. So by using these focused improvement techniques, we can improving the process procedures, okay, with less within the less span of time. So the goal of the TPM in lean concept is to eliminate all number of losses, say breakdown losses, setup losses, idling and minor adjustment losses. So these are the different types of losses, and root cause for these problems we are going to see in the next the parallel slide. The ultimate goal of TPM is nothing but zero equipment breakdown, which say about the improved utilization of machine, long usage of machine, and we can able to increase the plant capacity by producing more number of the products by maintaining the equipment in a trouble-free condition. So now we will see what are the methods and implementation approach that we will continue in this the present slide. So the TPM mainly focus on ensuring the machinery functioning, the successful functioning of machinery by minimizing the frequent number of breakdown, by insisting more efficient the maintenance strategies like preventive, corrective maintenance and autonomous maintenance. So here we are going to see some of the losses, the 5 major losses. So that results due to number of the faulty problems that may occur during the operation cycle. So these are listed out here. The first one is unexpected breakdown losses. So this unexpected breakdown failure happens due to the careless attentiveness of the labor and the wrong attitude of the shop floor management system, non-availability of spare parts. So these are the issues that may result to unexpected the breakdown failure. So we must able to have a strict thorough maintenance schedule by doing some prediction well in advance before the failure happens. The next loss is setup and adjustment losses. So here we can able to use the lean manufacturing concept, say SMED principle, single minute exchange die. Within a minimum time span, we can able to have comfortable product changeover process without affecting the production, the regular production duration, right? So we can able to optimize the setup and also the job adjustment time. Okay, then stoppage losses, the third problem. So due to the random failure, so the entire mission will try to undergo a permanent stoppage. So that will lead to further malfunction. So here we need to identify by using poke-yoke. So how to minimize the defects if a system is running in a wrong procedure. For example, a machine is running in a wrong sequence. So we want to identify before going to start that mission using the poke-yoke technique. So that I will be explaining in the next the consecutive slides under lean methodologies and concepts. So speed losses. So if any the mission which has shown reduction in speed operation, so that lead to delay in lead time in completing the job operation. So due to the delay in lead time, that indirectly affect the quality of the job completion. So every mission has to be reconditioned every time to increase the operating speed every now and then. So the quality defect losses. So this is due to the usage of faulty machines. So that will try to have number of stoppages depending on the poor performance of the machine, and finally that lead to affect the finished delivery of the final output, the final product. So this can be considered as a mere waste from the lean strategy point of view. So the last one is equipment and capital investment losses. So here we can apply a concept of depreciation for equipment replacement. So we can think from that point of view, what could be the maximum replacement time period if you buy a new equipment today, after 2 or 3 years. So what will be the depreciable sum, minimum depreciable sum, the salvage value of the equipment if it undergoes a frequent number of wear and tear. So whether we want to go for a group replacement policy by selling the entire machine or individual parts replacement. So these are the different way in which we can identify the problems that are occurring in the machine losses and also the capital investment. So we can able to rectify it by following proper the procedures, by streamlining the replacement methods. Then the next one, we are going to so here the lean has got the different dimensions, the 7 different ways, but today we are going to take about only the 2 primary important the methodology, say Kaizen and the Pokeyo. That is nothing but the mistake proofing. Okay, so in the future consecutive webinar, so I'm planning to take in session 4 the continuation of lean concepts. What are the different dimensions of lean management strategy by taking any one standard automobile manufacturing industry as a case study, right? So here just we are going to discuss the different tools and techniques of lean strategy. So first we will have an the preface about what is lean manufacturing and how that is focused to be more important in today's the dynamic, the ever-changing work environment. So the lean aims for making the system efficiency more easier. If there are the 10 or 20 machineries are working in a manufacturing shop, so we want to identify the process capability of that every machine, and also how many jobs we can able to load in a particular shift in every mission. So we want to study the mission capacity. At the same time, we need to study the layout constraints of the machineries. Okay, so in order to simplify the part movement, that is the process flow according to the manufacturing sequence. So by studying these challenging constraints, so we can able to make the process more simple and easy by not allowing the number of wastages, right? So the wastage in terms of extra job completion time, wastage due to poor job planning sequence, the wastage due to unskilled, semi-skilled worker. Okay, these are some of the threats, extreme threats for the production shop floor. So by implementing the lean concept, the Muda concept, okay, so we can able to streamline, we can educate all the workers within the factory to follow the lean strategy in a more rigorous way, right? So the main outcome of lean management is to ensure the maximum output. So whatever we predict the target, the same thing we want to control and achieve it as a final output by doing all the process, the task within a less time and less effort. So there should not be more mechanical effort. So introducing some kind of an automation within a less effort, we want to do the process with more precision and accuracy, right? So lean is considered to be a continual improvement process. So when you focus on quality, so we should never compromise with the quality of the products which you are selling it in the market. So the lean implementation tool is considered to be a continuous development process cycle. So I need to monitor the quality of the finished output, the status of the finished output. So here we are going to see some of the lean basic tools that are used in manufacturing operation. So the first one we are going to discuss about the importance of Kaizen. So Kaizen is nothing but a Japanese term. So it is the equivalent, the meaning for Kaizen is nothing but the continuous improvement. Even a small, slight, marginal, better improvement that will lead to have a lot of advantage in the production shop floor. So the Kaizen aims for the marginal, the continuous improvement in every product functions and also the job operation sequence. So compared to a breakdown maintenance, so if we implement these kind of lean strategies like the Kaizen, right, the Six Sigma single minute exchange die, so we can able to optimally carry out all the production process with much more the safety without worrying about the frequent accidents, right? So the Kaizen aims for zero investment improvement, right? So doing the things in the first time with the right attitude. Okay, so it aims for 100% quality efficiency. So these concepts can be implemented in customer service management system and also in manufacturing industries, okay, to deliver the better the performance. So what are the different the subsystems, the various subsystems of Kaizen? So as I told you that it is a continuous improvement process. So who are all the different the individuals who strongly support the Kaizen as a continuous improvement process? First thing is teamwork. So without teamwork, we cannot able to implement the continuous improvement strategy as an easier one. Then first one is a personal discipline. The professional discipline should be there in every person. An improved model, then conducting frequent quality circles. So these are the cross-functional operations that are highly important for having a continuous improvement in Kaizen. Okay, and also we can adapt the just-in-time manufacturing strategy and quality control strategy for supporting the efficient performance of equipment and streamlining the standardized work procedure. Okay, so these are the subcomponents that supports the Kaizen as a continuous improvement tool, right? So just in time aims for less amount of waiting time for if any job comes over to the shop floor. So within a short span of time, we need to sequence and schedule the job in the corresponding the mission which is available inside the shop floor. So there should not be any much waiting time for searching for the tool or searching for a job or any other missions. So without sacrificing the quality and the productive time, so we want to implement the just in time with thorough understanding. So I'm telling that the human man-to-man understanding is more important in every industry. Even though we speak zero productivity, that is zero perfection, right? So we have to bring it in more live, all these just-in-time concepts, proper strict guidelines and discipline. So without that, we cannot make it as a more successful one, right? So as an end, the Kaizen states that so the small changes that may give a huge big results, positive results in the organization productivity, right? So the next one, the next method, as I told you, is a mistake proofing. The Pokeyoke. It is a Japanese the term, the equivalent term in Japanese. We used to say Pokeyoke. Okay. So it is nothing but mistake proofing. Detecting the error before the failure happens in a particular equipment, that can be a mechanical device or an electronic device. I can share my own experience in my lab, that is a metrology and measurements lab. So a few months before, I replaced a load cell sensor in a force measurement kit, right? So for about six months, so I could not able to get a better force measurement reading. So I was not knowing about what could be the problem that is happening inside the equipment, that module. So after disassembling all the segments of the equipment, so later the technician found that so there is a wear and tear in the load cell sensor. So that has to be replaced with a new one by buying from the supplier. So this is called as a mistake proofing. We want to detect before the problem happens. Okay, so we, by eliminating the mistakes, by replacing the certain remedial procedures, so we can able to make the process to be more successively working. Operation and detect the problem. Then after finding out what is the problem, then try to fix the exact the remedial solution for the problem and rework by making the system process to run more smoothly. Okay, so this is what the Pokeyoke normally address. So it requires a lot of brain cognitive thinking to make a decision about the product abnormal functionality, right? So this is about the working procedure, this flow chart, which tells about the working procedure of the Pokeyoke, that is a mistake proofing, right? So the first one is a regulating function. And the last one is the setting function. In regulating function, we need to scan the problem. We need to brainstorm the problem. Okay, then after identifying the problem, we need to fix this is the problem. Then collect the past historical data. How many number of times the same kind of problem happens? Then in what way you are going to re-implement the new set of the actions to be taken as a remedial measure. So this is the way in which the Pokeyoke works as shown in the flowchart. So we have to avoid overthinking, the need of overthinking for the process. That is the primary aim of Pokeyoke, right? So when the process or any mission operation goes in a wrong sequence, immediately we need to stop the entire process and start thinking about why this problem happens in order to pinpoint the defects, right? So it is an error prevention technique, the Pokeyoke. So this is about the lean tools and techniques. There are some other tools are there. So we will discuss in the next consecutive webinars as more elaborate. So I have presented today only two different tools, Pokeyoke and the Kaizen, the continuous improvement strategy. Now coming to the sustainment of lean culture. So if you want to make the lean management system as a successful one, then we want to focus on four major areas. So focus on the customer. So every organization should work for the customer, okay, in order to promote better understanding, a long-term bonding between the customer and manufacturer. Then create a vision, a proper vision for the company. If the vision is not much clear, the company, the operations will be drifting every now and then. It will never land up in a proper destination. So vision should be much clear. The next one, establish proper performance metrics. So your problem goal statement should be proper and that should be evaluated by sharing with all the fellow colleagues. Then provide sufficient lean training. Okay, so by eliminating waste, how we can able to excel ourselves in lean management strategy. And the last one, try to bring the lean concept in everyday practice situation within the work life by controlling the number of the waste, indirect waste, hidden waste, that will try to increase the wastage in the cost, unwanted cost elements. Okay, so in this way, we can able to train ourselves by sustaining the lean work culture in TPM environment. So before moving to the conclusion, so just let me summarize what are the various the dimensions of lean concepts in TPM we have covered in today's program. So first we started with learning lean concept is implemented in TPM. Then we discussed about the background information, what is TPM, how TPM clubbed with the lean management strategy. Then we saw about some of the lean management tools and technique, and in between how to implement a lean program by forming various the executive committees. Okay. Then finally, we discussed about the sustainment culture of a lean management system, starting from the customer outsiders and the internal stakeholders within the organization, from top level to middle level, then the low level management people. So with all these inputs, now I conclude that so the total productive maintenance is said to be a well systematic. It is a structured guidelines for improving the optimum production in an organization by increasing the maximum usability of equipment and by implementing all the leading the technological aspects into the machinery, by minimizing the losses, the production efficiency losses. Okay, so this is what the TPM, the culture, the functions within an organization, and also TPM tries to motivate the mindset of all the employees within the different levels of operational hierarchy, starting from supervisor, the foreman, then the low-level workers, the machine operators. So with this, I conclude the today's webinar on Lean TPM. I hope that you might have got certain the value addition about what is lean management, the strategy in TPM implementation. So in the next webinar, we will be continuing the importance of lean manufacturing with some to get a remedial based on the problem. In that way, we will have a practical case study for the lean management strategy in TPM. So with this, I thank all the participants for their patience listening. And also I thank the program coordinators. And finally, I thank the managing director of Sanatana Research and Training Institute. I thank one and all present here.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful and informative session. Now the participants can ask the questions or interact with the speaker by unmuting themselves. So that provision is given to you. Participant, please interact with the resource person.
Say anyone directly, you can unmute yourself and you can speak with with the resource person, a speaker, or else even you can post your questions in chat box also. He'll be answering that also. Just make use of this facility. Any clarifications or some more information you want? So whatever he has presented today, you can ask him. Okay, if there are no questions or clarifications, we'll move further.
So I think one participant has asked a question: what is the interconnection between lean TPM and the TKM? So here the TKM, which aims for the quality improvement in product services, the product services. So here also we can able to combine the lean concept in minimizing the product delivery time. Okay, some supplier may take more than 2 weeks to deliver the product to the manufacturer. So these are all considered to be from lean point of time as a wastage. So how faster the supplier can able to serve the manufacturer by delivering the materials on time. So that increases the quality of services. So the lean concepts can be applied in TQM also, total quality management, at the same time in maintenance. equipment maintenance.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Any more questions?
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Ramchandra CG, the Managing Director of Sanatana Research and Training Institute, to summarize today's webinar on lean concepts in TPM.
Okay, thank you, Prashant. Let me first thank our today's the speaker, Dr. P. Sivasankaran, for accepting our invitation to deliver today's knowledgeable, to share his knowledge in the topic, the lean concepts in TPM. So he started with his presentation, what exactly a lean and how it can be related to TPM actually. And even he has also quoted TPM is a part of lean. Actually, it is one kind of tool which is used in lean manufacturing. That is what he has clearly mentioned in his the presentation. And what is the main the relationship that exists between the TPM and lean is clearly mentioned actually. And lean, the various lean, the thinking and methods he has highlighted, as well as the various methods and how to implement the implementation approach also with a case study as discussed with that. And even actually there are lean tools. If we consider, there are a number of tools were available, starting from with more information he has discussed with that, like Pokayoke. It is a Japanese word. All this because all these tools were originated from Japan. That is Toyota production system. Okay, later it is being used in other the industries and all. So that's why the most of the names for these the lean tools they use the Japanese words only. The Pokayoka, whatever with few examples which I discussed, it is nothing but a mistake proofing. Okay, so in any production, so at the beginning of his presentation, he told, so the main objective of this lean, which is used in TPM, is to reduce the waste. So how we strive hard to reduce our fats to become lean. So like that, even in production or in industries, there are so many non-value added activities which is being performed, which is not directly associated with your actual the production. So those things we need to reduce, or we need to cut down. So that's why it is called as lean actually. Mistake proofing. So whatever the standard the procedures that they have to follow, they should follow it. So they should not commit any mistake while doing any activity. And similarly, a Kaizen, so everywhere we can implement this Kaizen technique mainly. So continuous improvement nowadays. So whatever it is, whether the technology or the method, whatever it is, we have to upgrade ourselves whatever the new technology comes. So we need to improve each and every time. Today the system we are having, it is best one in the sense. Tomorrow, so we need to improve for the further to cater the requirement actually. So continuous improvement, if it is there in your organization, then only you can sustain in the market, or you will be out of the market. Both Kaizen and Kaizen also he has discussed in detail. Likewise, there are a number of the tools were available. Like your TPM is also one type of tool actually, where it already has discussed in the previous two the presentations. Like it has got 7 pillars, all those things. And even like just in time is one of the tools. There are a number of tools were available. So it is left to us, so which suits for your application. Okay, so we can make use of these tools. And even we have Kanban technique. Okay, even TQM. Okay, so many, lot of and even DMAC, and even so many the different various tools were available. So, and even at the end he concluded his presentation that how to implement, okay, these tools in an organization to reduce the waste, to increase the efficiency or productivity, everything. So he has given a lot of information about this lean concepts in TPM today. So once again, I thank everyone. Okay, so over to you, Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude is the essence of humanity. I thank Dr. P. Sivasankaran, Pondicherry, for accepting our request to be the resource person of today's webinar on lean concepts in TPM, and also for delivering a very informative session. Thank you very much, sir. I thank Dr. Ramchandra CG, Managing Director, Sanatana Research and Training Institute, the unit of Sanatana Samprathisthana, Mysore, and officials from the Rotary Club of Mysore West for their involvement in organizing this webinar. I also thank Sri Lokesh CG, President, Dr. Raghavendra Prasad MD, and Dr. Santiraja RS, Srimati Bhagya Gopal, Board of Trustees, Sanatana Samprathisthana, for their support extended in organizing this webinar. Finally, I thank all the participants for your active support and participation in this webinar. Thank you one and all.